Good evening, friends, fellow channel members. Hope you're all doing well. Happy Thursday. I'm really looking forward to this flight today. We don't visit Austria enough, and when we do go to Austria, it's normally to Innsbruck, isn't it? But today we're off to its little cousin. We're off to Salzburg, which I can't even remember the last time we went here. So it must have been a few years ago. Certainly haven't done it in Flight Sim 24. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome on board, everyone. Good to see you coming in. Hey DC, Philip, Adrian, Organ, Lee, Andrew. Thanks guys for joining us. J-Hog, Dark Fury's in the chat as well. Barnox, hello. Barnox says he's missing flying due to having shoulder surgery and a torn bicep muscle. So thanks for the stream, old body. That sounds painful. Yes, look after yourself, and welcome to everybody else coming in and having a sit down. Welcome to those of you also watching over on Twitch as well. Thanks for joining us on the Purple. So yeah, good flight ahead tonight. At the moment, we have we don't have any ATC here in Luton, where we are, Luton, Salzburg, but we'll probably get some ATC en route, so we'll pick that up, I'm sure. Hey, Dave Hudson and Mike also good in. Strico, good evening to you. Oh, right then, so we will crack on. Flight time today is about an hour and a half, so starting a little bit earlier than usual. It's a slightly longer flight than we normally stream for, so that's good. It means we'll have plenty of time to sit, chat, and enjoy each other's company once we're airborne. So let's pull up the operational flight plan. We'll have a look through that, chat through it, and Salzburg's a great destination. It's a captain's only landing as well in Salzburg. Lots of terrain around it, so always good fun. Leon, when do I expect to land? Hopefully about an hour and a half after we depart. If that helps. Peter ADCO, good evening, mate, and Da Vinci, hey mate, good to see you as well. Right, where's our OFP? There we go. Yeah, I'll just make this a little bit bigger, shall we? So there we go, make it a bit more readable. So yeah, we're in the 320 today, and we're quite heavy, which isn't unusual for flights like this, because people off to the ski destinations, particularly for their common skiers, then if they've got their own gear, it becomes quite heavy. So we're very slightly unloaded today. We're pretty much full. Looking at that, our takeoff weight, even before we thought about any extra fuel, we're already above max landing weight, so worth noting when we do our brief later on. Cost index of 5. I must have hit the wrong key. We would normally be cost index of 4, but okay, let's roll with it. We've got lowers the alternate. 37,000 feet, little tailwind as well, and 0 fuel rate is 60.7. Shear rate looks good, nothing much to speak of there. Off on 2.5 today, match 3 Yankee, and then coming in for the ILS 1.5. That's the boring approach for Salzburg, but it's the common one. It's the ILS. If the winds are in the wrong direction and you are coming in on the opposing runway, was it 33, something like that? That's brilliant. That's a circle land approach, which is awesome. So yeah, Da Vinci says one of his favourite places to go. Bus driver, which scene are you using for Salzburg? That's a very good question. I can't recall off the top of my head. Is it RD presets? It might be. When do I expect to depart, Leo? Our scheduled pushback is in about 40 minutes. If we can get out before that, of course, we will. But we don't rush things. We do it as by the book. That's the whole point of the channel, I guess. So. 614 miles, plug fuel is 6.6 tons, CNR for Vienna is 2.6. Let's just have a look then at the flight log. So instantly I'm going straight down towards the arrival, because I just want to check what the terrain goes up to. Nothing below 10,000 feet, sorry, nothing above 10,000 feet, so that's fine. Have a look at the weather we've got then. Salzburg weather at the moment, 190 at 4. Visibility is great, no clouds, 3 degrees, and it's cav. Okay, so yes, looking good. Tomorrow morning, early hours, slight chance of freezing rain. So that's not going to concern us though. That's early hours of tomorrow morning. Vienna is fine as well. Munich, one of the other alternates, again absolutely fine. Basel, one of the others, and Stuttgart. Yes, so all is well, as you can see from there, all of the 9s, which is perfect. It's should be a weather-free flight. Obstruction lights are unserviceable on runway 7, that makes no difference to us. Taxiway Foxtrot between holding points being closed at times for aircraft parking, no need to worry about that. What have we got in Salzburg then? Anything that we need to worry about here in the sim? No, I don't think so, so that's fine as well. Let's have a quick look at the chart. So that's our flight routing. We're out over sort of Suffolk and then over the Channel, and then just on the climb out, a little bit of icing up to 18,000 feet, and then a little bit of icing potentially on the descent over Munich. But keep an eye on that as we're coming in, and it has to probably be on anyway as we're descending through a cloudlet. But that all looks fine. So what fuel are we going to take? Well, just having a look there, the most extra fuel that we can take anyway is only about a ton, because, well, we can see that down here. We'd be above our max landing weight when we got there if we took any more than that. So, we're estimated to land at 63 for, let's just do a dispatch landing calculation then, for 64 tons, if we do our legal requirements. So arrival performance, we're on runway 15, it's not raining, 64 tons, get that in, and yeah, that's absolutely fine. I can get a flaps 3 landing out of that, so yeah, happy with that. So why don't we just put a little bit of extra fuel for any holes or traffic or things like that, and yeah, let's take we'll take 7 tons of fuel, which should be fine. Tell ground crew to load that in a moment. Hey, Christian Starmer, and Strico says she's got the mini EFIS. Yeah, to give it a decent try, but love the quality. Anyone else using the mini cockpit? Yeah, I love the mini cockpit, Strico, and the mini EFIS is again very, very good quality. A reminder to anyone, we do actually have a discount code for anyone using the mini cockpits. The discount code is Easyjet SimPilot. Use that at checkout, and I think it saves you like 10% or something like that. So good time to mention that. Zip Pilot, did I see that Dublin finally got an update for Flight Sim 2024? I did. I don't fly to Dublin, so makes no difference to me. But for those of you that all fly the Aer Lingus flights, then yes, great news. Or even the other budget airline that flies some Boeing aircraft, them as well. Right, so we are going to take 7 tons of fuel, and let's just check out the weather. We'll then check out the flight deck and make sure it's all set up. Let's see. Let's just get a menu as to what we've got. Receive messages. We've got our load sheet. There it is. Just accept that whilst I'm here, and then we'll get the weather data. Here we are. So just copy this down. We've got winds are 2607, and visibility is fine, no clouds, 2 degrees, and the QNH is 1023 here in wing view. I don't know if your controls works in Flight Sim 2024. I've not seen that, so I'm afraid I'm unable to assist with that query. Right, so we have got the aircraft. It's in its usual turnaround phase. I should be captain. So pumps are off, packs, etc. Well, that's off running external power. That's fine. And then spoilers, flaps, parking brakes, walking 2000, gear down. Wonderful. Right. Hey Caroline and crew, we're all ready. If you want to start preparing the aircraft to get the passengers on board, we're happy for you to do so. Valizes, thank you for the message. I hope we have a safe flight indeed.
Okay, Captain. We will start preparing the aircraft for boarding now. Cabin crew, let's get ready to welcome our passengers on board.
Right, what was that? QNH 1023. That's fine. Guard frequency has been monitored, so they're all okay. Switching panel, thrust lever, visible match selection. That's all right as well. 1023 up here. Initial climb out of Luton is 5,000. I will check that on the chart, but I'm pretty certain It's 5,000. Oh, Peter, mate, thank you so much for the continued support and donation. But let me. That's. Oh, mate, I hope you're okay with that. That is really both. That's really sad to read. He says he was retired from active ATC duties due to medical reasons, not his decision, but been given a training position with Naviair, and you've accepted it. Glad to stay in the field and help train the next generation onwards and upwards. Peter, that is a great way to look at it, but you must be absolutely good at it, mate. So, yeah, really feel for you there, Peter, when something beyond your control stops you doing what you love. Believe me, I know exactly what that feels like. But mate, great to have you here, and you'll still be able to chirp in when we've got the VATSIM ATC on and judge away, which is what we like. We love hearing that. So, oh mate, Peter, thanks for your support, and yeah, really hope you're taking that as best you can do. Right, let's set up our aircraft, shall we? So let's go to our data page. Let's check there. We've got the 3 nav greens and aircraft status. Yeah, fired air cycle, correct engines in the database. Wonderful. Let's do the init request. Right. Yano says you're new to flight sim. You're on 2020, trying to do some flights. Put on the autopilot in 325 by Y. End up going the wrong way. Right, Yanu, keep watching. Keep watching. The best way to learn is to watch and see what's happening. And obviously, any questions once we're in the air, it's the perfect time to ask. So stick with us. Jim and Everlast says, "Good evening. Love watching the videos. Really informative and helpful with my own flight simming." So Jimmy, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed them. Right. So our call sign today is Easy6 for Charlie Hotel. We're a cost index of. Oh no, we're not. We're a cost index of 5 today. I'll just bring that up, and you guys can see that, because it is a little bit different today. For some reason, they've upped us by 1. So it's unusual. It wouldn't really be. We'd always use it before, but I've clearly hit the wrong button when doing the flight planning. But there we are. So we are cost index of 5. Ground temperature is just 2 degrees. Our tropo is 34588. We'll download our winds and just clear out the scratch pad. There we go. Winds all sorted. Nav accuracy upgraded, and Iris in it. We are stand 8 tonight. 5152 8 north, 226 west, and our cruise flight level is planned to be 37,000 feet. Temperature there is -57. Alright, so departing out of 25, it's that Match 3 Yankee departure. Inserted. The arrival into Salzburg is the ILS 15. We're coming in on Bandit 2 Romeo. The approach via is the Sierra Bravo Golf. Insert that. So operational flight plans got 614 miles. I've got 613 there in the box. So that is perfect. Radnav page then. What have we got? We're coming in. We're going out rather via Brookham's Park. Bravo Papa Kilo. So we'll just get that in, and also there's a NDB at Luton, so we'll just pop that in there as well. Alright, over onto the Init B. Let me just get the ground services sorted, as we're waiting for ages for them. So what did I say we were taking? 7 tons of fuel tonight, so let's just make sure that's what GSX is going to load for us. Fingers crossed. All shall work. Philip, you find when doing the wind request, you have to request it twice to get it to insert. To get the insert button. Oh, you shouldn't need to insert it. It should once you've requested it. I think it does it automatically. I can't remember now. I just do it without thinking. Let's jump over to the first officer's box, and then we can grab what we need from there. Here we go. So that load sheet. So we've got a zero fuel weight of 60.7. The C of G is 30.4. Sorry, I'm just scribbling this down as well as we do it because we'll need these figures later. 30.4. Get that in our box. Alternate fuel is 1.6 tons. And I hit the fuel planning button. I've told the refuelers we want 7 tons. Reza, have I noticed a performance increase with the LSS4? I've not using it because I'm not on the beta, so nothing different here, Reza, I'm afraid. Right, it wants 6.4 tons. We're taking 7. Let's just update that. That gives us a takeoff weight then of 67.5 and an extra 16 minutes of fuel. Always worth acknowledging, so you know you've got a little bit more. So that's good. Let's do our performance calculations then. Oh, CFG for the performance calculation is going to be 28.8. Let's just accept that. Head over here and fill in the departure figures. So, off 2.5 it is dry, flaps 1, there's no clouds, no need for anti-ice, then packs will be off, takeoff weight is 675, and CFG is 288. And if we can get away with the intersection departure here, Alpha 1, that is much better. It's a shorter departure, but it means we don't have to backtrack. So can we get away at Alpha 1? Ooh, should we toga it? It's a toga takeoff. Yeah, let's go for it, toga. We don't do toga very often, so why not? Also saves us a bit of time. Doesn't save fuel, but never mind. Although there is some train of thought that actually Flex doesn't save fuel over toga. Leave that to clever people than me to work out. It does save engine wear and tear, but it doesn't save fuel. Right, so that's flaps 1, and it's going to be a toga departure. Let's have a look then at the engine out procedure and all that stuff. Just logging into SimSmart so I can grab that. There we go. Right, so Echo Golf Whiskey.
Passengers bus is coming.
We're on 2.5. There we go. So, figures for us are 1508, 1508, 1508. With the new subsys, that's going to be 1308, 1308. Engine out, 1308. And secondary flight plan, copy the active for the engine out procedure, 2,100 feet. It's a left turn to the Brooklands Park VOR. Now, have we got Brooklands Park VOR already as part of our departure? Yes, we have. So, what I'm going to do then is, let's just get BKY, just pop that straight in. Take up the hold. 360. It is right turns. And then Echo Golf Whiskey. The code for Luton back into our destination, as that's what we'll be coming back in on. ILS 25. No star. Don't know if Brooklands Park is one of the VIAs. No, it's not. So we'll just go no VIA for that then. And that is the engine out procedure. All set up. Just make a quick note of that engine out procedure. Left turn to Brooklands Park. And then we'll just check what that looks like on the map. So, straight out, and then we just need to force the aircraft to make a left turn to Brooklands Park. Ah, now that doesn't work. We've got a right turn there, and that's because I actually put the wrong waypoint in. That's Barkway, that's not Brooklands Park, so it should be Bravo, Papa, Kilo.
Welcome on board.
try again.
This way, please. Welcome on board.
Clear out that hold. And that is why we always check what we've got in there.
Hello.
That's better.
This way, please. Good evening.
Cruise flight level above max flight level. Yeah, we can check that once we're airborne. We might have to step climb it.
Welcome on board.
Cool. So, let me just check if we've got any air traffic control knocking about. I can hear the passengers getting on now. No ATC, so we're good just to brief as we were. So let's just grab up the charts and we'll talk through the departure.
Welcome on board.
So here we are at Luton.
Welcome on board.
Weather for departure is fine, straightforward. We've got more or less a headwind for departure, dry runways, so all good. No clouds, good visibility. Weather en route, a little bit of icing during the climb perhaps, and then the descent over Munich. Other than that, the arrival weather as well at Salzburg is looking nice and good this evening. Aircraft is A320, fully serviceable with the excellent weather radar. We've got no note to worry about either. Let's talk about the taxi and where we're going. So we're actually parked stand 8, which is sort of here. So what we are going to do is we'll push back, we'll face northeast, and we'll taxi out via Bravo and then Echo down on Delta, and we'll then take Alpha.
Good evening.
And we are going to depart at Alpha 1. So that's that short toga departure rather than having to backtrack. It is it's a decent taxi, but there's no traffic around, so we'll not bother with single engine taxi tonight. We'll get both engines started as we push. So then, toga departure for us, which is always good fun, and then let's have a look at the climb out. So we've got a left turn not before 1,030 feet. There's a max speed restriction then as well of 220 knots. Now this is really cool because, just as luck would have it today, our clean speed is 220, so we can clean up, accelerate away as scheduled, but let's just pre-select green dot. So basically we're just going to climb out at green dot speed until we pass Golf Whiskey Sierra 12, which is just here. After that we've got to manage speed, and that'll accelerate to 258 until we're above 10,000, and our initial climb is 5,000. Transition altitude is 6,000. MSA as we climb 2-2, then 2-1. So yeah, pretty straightforward departure. Any threats or anything I have forgotten, speak now or forever hold your peace. Enter in the chat. Always put that guy's due, see if there's anything that we've not thought of. Not really too much in terms of threats. Luton's pretty straightforward. Nothing out of the ordinary. We've got no ATC tonight, so obviously Unicom calls. Make sure we listen out for that. But yeah, should be all good and straightforward, I think. Oh, great stuff. Evening, Steve. Once again, I'm always cautious of checking to see if there's any ATC around. There is not, so we are on our own. All right, let's get the APU up and running. Renlin, does Luton have rules on taxiing clockwise or anti-clockwise around the airport? Is it dependent on the runway? No, not really. In fact, you can see this for yourself. If you go on FlightSim 24, if you go on Flight Radar 24, you'll see that they will use both. It all depends on what they've got arriving or departing, etc. There is also a crossing point as well down Taxiway Delta. So yeah, there's basically the shortest route, unless there's a load of inbound traffic. So yeah, it's all right.
Good evening. Good evening.
Right, so APU's starting up.
Good evening. Good evening.
Don't think I've actually turned passengers on in the cabin, just to save on frame rates, but hopefully I think they should all disappear
Hello. Hello.
when they sit down. That's enough of that. Can't be far away now before they're done. Right, APU is available. Final company message, I think that's come through as well. Great stuff. So if APU is up and running, we'll get the fuel pumps on. Refueling's completed as well. Seatbelt signs are on. Checking the fuel, we've got the 7 tons that we asked for, and it's loaded and balanced. Give that another minute, we'll get the APU bleed on. Let's just check the final load sheet, make sure it all tallies up. That's a preliminary load sheet. I need a final load sheet. If that's going to come through. Ah, there we are. Hopefully. Right, so 150 plus 3. Takeoff weight is 633. Really? Have we left half the passengers behind? Zero feet 0.4. Takeoff 28. So all those figures are the same, but our takeoff weight they're showing us 633. Right, what's the difference? Zero fuel weight is a lot. Oh, we've got a lot of passengers missing. Strange. Yeah, we've got the right fuel. We're just a lot lighter than planned. Well, that's fine as long as we're not heavier. Okay, so if our takeoff weight is 63.3, then the aircraft is going to be below its max landing weight then. So we will revise this figure now. 56.5. Zero fuel weight CFG is still 30.4. Takeoff weight 633 is now updated in the box, and that's now an extra 20 minutes flight time. Okay, so with that, only other thing to discuss then is the engine out procedure. Engine out procedure, how I will fly this is we will take off. If we have lost that engine, then I will pull the heading bug, we'll secure the engine, shut the engine down, and then once that's done we will level off, accelerate. Once we're cleaned up and climbing above 2,100 feet, left turn Brooklands Park, we'll hold there 3,000 feet, which is above MSA. Right, APU bleed on, and let's get ready to go. Final check with no ATC. Nope, doesn't look like it. Definitely on our own.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Easyjet UK Flight 2639, departing from London to Salzburg. We're delighted to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push completed and brakes set.
If you need any assistance,
Right, so our cockpit preparation checklist. Aircraft acceptance has all been completed. Fuel quantity is 7 tons and checked. Seatbelt signs are on. It is. We've got the 3 nav green. The bar of QNH is 1023, 520 feet. And Strico celebrating 9 months of channel membership, mate. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And now before start checklist then, so parking brake is on, takeoff data is V1 127 V2 134. Windows are closed, PEDs are on flight mode, doors are closed, and our beacon light is on.
Locking gear.
Let's just get on Unicom's frequency as well. Luton traffic, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, stand 8, pushing back, facing east on Bravo. Who started the timer without me? Has the FO been messing? So notice the steering is disconnected. No de-icing.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by starting engines until push is completed and brakes are released. Parking brakes, please.
Okay, parking brakes released.
Commencing push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by starting engines until push is completed and brakes are set.
Hey, Christian, mate, good to see you. Right, there's no icing conditions tonight. We're fine. There's not even any moisture in the air, so that's fine. I'm not going to wait around for the engine start. So engine mode selection to ignition and starting engine 1.
2639, departing from London to Salzburg. We're delighted to have you with us today. My name is Caroline, and I'm your lead flight attendant. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, Liam, Sophie, Jack, and Emily. The estimated flight time is approximately 1 hour and 25 minutes. Before we take off, I'd like to go over some important safety information. First, please ensure your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To unfasten, simply lift the buckle. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, oxygen masks will drop from the panel above you. Pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place it over your nose and mouth, and secure it with the elastic band. Remember
Parking
to
brakes
keep your
set.
mask on, assisting others.
Unlocking the nose.
We also have life vests located under your seats. To use them, pull the vest out, slip it over your head, and pull the straps to tighten. Inflate the vest by pulling the red tabs when you are outside the aircraft. This
Engine 1, good start.
emergency exits located at the front, over the wings, and at the rear of the aircraft. Please take a moment.
Sounds like we've got really one of those excitable cabin crew doing the safety briefing tonight.
Please don't hesitate to ask any of our crew members. Oh, and just a reminder, after our meal service, we'll be coming around with items from the Easyjet shop, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you have a pleasant flight.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin released.
Too posh for Easyjet, Christian.
Left is clear.
What a
Right is
clock.
clear.
There.
Good traffic, Easy 2105, backtracking runway 25.
Engine 2 is available. Okay, we've got engine start. Tug's disappeared. Ground crew have disappeared. So, engine mode selector to normal. APU bleed off. APU masters off. Anti-ice not required. On the spoilers, 0 the rudder. Flaps 1. And set trim. After start checklist. Anti-ice is off, ecam status is checked. Yeah, so just a side stick thing. Pitch trim is 28.8 and rudder is neutral. Let's get my ground charts back up. Luton traffic easy, 64 Charlie Hotel, taxi now via Bravo Echo Delta Alpha, holding Alpha 1, runway 25.
Luton traffic KLM 274 following the Easyjet company in front of us to runway 25 Alpha 1.
Okay, so let's go. We can do the control checks as we move.
Good traffic, Easy 2105, taking off runway 25.
Toggle pilot, I think it's RD presets, but don't quote me on Yeah, Christian, Luton is inner built, yeah. Okay, so flight control check. Full right, full left, and neutral. Full up, full down, and neutral. And rudder, full right, and full left, neutral. Alright then, so no change to my performance. We're much lighter than we planned, so don't need to worry about the the landing weight if you need to get back in a hurry. Toga takeoff from the intersection, and I'm just looking at the tail of that plane. It seems to be stuck out quite a way, so we might just play this a little bit safe. Oh no, it's disappeared now. Perfect timing. Yeah, so no change to our performance. We've got Toga takeoff off the dry runway. Engine out procedure is standard, straight out, and then above 2,100 feet, left turn to Brooklands Park, holding at 3,000 above MSA. The departure is straight out with a right turn above 1030 with pre-selected clean speed, so we can clean up and accelerate as we go. We need to go push for managed speed after we've passed the speed constraint waypoint. Let's just get that on the screen. And our initial climb is 5,000. Okay, let's run the taxi checklist then. So flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA's got 127, 134, climb nav blue 1FD2, 4000 magenta. Radar and predictive wind shear are on. Engine mode selector is normally cabin memo. Just waiting for the cabin crew. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff. EFB is stowed.
Cabin crew, take seats for departure.
There we go, eco members now take up double. Just a reminder, if you haven't done so already, just whilst we're taxiing, please hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, as we push towards 50,000 subscribers. We're halfway towards a letter from YouTube then, won't it? And of course, don't forget our discount codes, our channel partners. Links in the video description below, including our cabin crew as well from Say Intentions. You can check that out. And of course, make sure you use that discount code if you haven't done so already this year. It was reset at the start of the year, so if you used it last year, you can use it again now. Dark Fury 50k Dubai flight, we'll definitely have to do something very special for that, won't we, Dark? I imagine that's going to be a full day event.
So traffic, Ryanair 73, pushback stand 2-2. Blue traffic, Ryanair 528, pushback stand 2-3.
Maybe we should do it in the A380 as well, Dark. Although I'd have to jump back into Flight Sim 2020 for that. Alright, so, not heard anything on Unicom, can't say anything, so the approach path looks clear. Luton traffic, EC64 Charlie Hotel, lining up runway 25, Alpha 1 for a match 3 Yankee departure. Lovely, good evening. Rex Atmos does not work in Flight Sim 2024. And to be honest, I'm not sure it's needed, to be honest. It looks... the lighting, the textures and everything in Flight Sim 24 is just wonderful. Even nighttime flying, this looks stunning. Don't you agree? Okay, lineup checklist. So our cabin is secure. Takeoff runway is via Alpha 125 confirmed. TKSTRA and PAX 1 2 off. Alright, time for a bit of togerage. So, I'll just hold it on the brakes as well for a minute. Toga. So, takeoff. Start the chrono, 50%. Set. Stable. Toga, SRS runway, ultra thrust blue.
Luton traffic LM604, backtracking runway 25.
Positive climb, gear up. Quarter power one engaged. Just climb, auto thrust. Left hand turn. Double climb, 5,000 good.
With traffic EV5 to back taxi Alpha 1 for 25.
Flap 0, spoilers to sound.
Right now. And Ryanair 73, taxi in Alpha 1 for 25.
Thank you. I hope you enjoy your trip.
Ding the seatbelt signs, let the cabin crew know they're okay to get out of the seats and start doing stuff. Woodlog 1234, good evening.
Luton traffic LM674, departing runway 25, only to Bravo departure.
So we've got no ATC. So just get back in the flight deck. Thrust climb, over climb, and 180 blue, standard pressure. Do wish we could fix the light sort of having to appear and reappear. I know it saves PC resources the way it does it, doesn't it? But it's a bit of an immersion killer. I'm not quite sure which one
traffic
that
right
sorts
there, 5 to might entering 25.
Okay, so we'll go transition altitude. Check spoilers, flaps, gear, lights off. Yeah, Dark, one of your select destinations was Dubai, wasn't it? Hey, new pilot. get the feeling Nick's got one as well, to be honest. We'll have to write all these down somewhere. Right, coming up to 10,000 feet. Push for managed speed now. Start to accelerate away. Airports on EFIS and
Right, traffic.
down here.
Right, 5 around to 0.65.
We are now above the safe altitude, and you are welcome to use
Clearing
your
out the radar
electronic
page, I'm going to leave
devices.
Brooklands Park in
Please
for actually
ensure
no,
that
that's
they
going to be
are set
auto-tuned
to
anyway, so I'll get rid of that.
Also, I'd like to remind you that our onboard Wi-Fi service is now available for your convenience.
Cost
After
index
our
of
meal
5.
service, we will be
Engine
coming
out
around
procedure,
with
I'm going to
items
leave
from
in there for the
Easyjet
moment.
shop, so keep an eye out for that.
Cruise altitude
So
37 is not
Charlie,
available
run
at the
S13,
moment.
backtracking by Alpha 125.
Oh, actually, yes it is. Yes it is. 50370. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go for it then. And 370 blue. So we spoke on the ground about the need for anti-ice. It looks like here comes the clouds where we'll have to utilise that. Get it on as we enter the cloud.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. Departure. Contact Heathrow radar on 125.625.
That's beyond... no, it isn't. That's say intentions. We'll just get rid of that. We don't need their air traffic control this evening. And... yeah, happy for seatbelt signs to come off now so passengers can get up and walk around. Hey new pilot says, just subscribe to the channel. You're very thankful for the VOA showed the settings for a mid-spec PC. There is one thing I have now changed for that new pilot. If you're talking about Flight Sim 24, I've downscaled the textures from ultra to high. I have done that. It needed it, I think. Other than that though, all settings are indeed the same.
So Charlie, run SM13 to 525.
Right, we've got no traffic on the scope between here and Itvib, so we'll do a little cheeky direct. Save ourselves some time and fuel. Oxel Plays official, thank you mate. Thanks for joining us. Oh, new pilot you mean for Flight Sim 2020? Right, oh in that case, yep, that was, they were the settings I used until I started flying 2024. And it always worked out well for me, so glad that's worked for you as well. Yeah, just look at that night lighting. It's absolutely stunning. Abu Zalam, so you'll know when you're in the clouds because you can see the strobes. The strobes will reflect off the clouds, and this is pretty much it now. Look, so if we're heading here, you can see we're in the clouds. You can see the glare as well from the navigation lights. So yeah, we'll get the anti-ice on. Don't need it on the wings. I can just confirm that temperature there. Yeah, we're definitely in the range. Wings of metal. Good evening. Michael DB, thank you for the follow. Good evening to you. Philip, why do you set EFIS to airports? Started using FS2 crew and it does that. It's just one of SOPs. Also, if you haven't got airports on there, you've got, I mean, constraints are, there's no point having constraints on there once you're out of the SID. Put it back on as you're coming back into the star. Waypoints, that's just going to clog up your display. And, you know, what use is that? VORs, well, we're not Cessna, don't need those. NDBs, what are they? Who uses them anymore? And the airports, just in the real aircraft, it only will show you airports with runways that are actually long enough for your aircraft to land at. So I think at the moment this still shows everything, like grass strips and all sorts. I might be wrong. They might have updated that. But yeah, basically each airline will have a database of the aircraft it wants, of the airports that it wants to be shown on here. And then it's just situational awareness. So if something goes bang now, or you know we've got a fire or something, where am I going to go? Well, I'll tell you exactly where I'm going to go. I'm going to Stansted. Something goes really wrong with my aircraft, and I need to get it on the ground straight away. Stansted is right there. It's a huge runway. I can get down to it, and it's the closest airport. So it's all about the what ifs, isn't it? And yeah, just that situational awareness that we've got. I am really looking forward to the sim update. I've not got the beta version, but I am really looking forward to the effects. One of the things I've really missed in Flight Sim 24, don't know if anybody else has, but one of the things I have really missed in Flight Sim 24 compared to Flight Sim 2020 was the rain effects on the windows. And the rain effects that I have seen in 2024, they look stunning. So I'm looking forward to that. New pilot, do you know where you can download the 4K series for the planes? Oh, you mean the liveries? Yeah, you can do it in the Fenix livery manager. You can download. The 4K liveries on there. It doesn't just have to be the 8K liveries. You can filter those out. So yeah, like I say, you've only got the right ones then. Dylan 55 says it doesn't show, didn't seem to show a lid, but it shows Manston, so Matt will be showing airports with suitable runways. Potentially, I mean, usually you don't have, you know, bigger airports on here. Like, if you're flying over London, it's not going to show, all the private airfields and things. It might show places like Biggin Hill. Not actually showing the 320 in Biggin Hill. Don't know how long the runway is, but yeah, obviously Heathrow, Gatwick, maybe even London City. Oh, especially if we manage to get the Neos into London City, that'd be quite cool. Now they've put an application in for that. That'd be fun. New pilot, can you download under 4K, not in the Fenix Livery Manager? Maybe on flightsim.to, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Right, we're out of the icing range now, so let's get those off. So it looks like we're going to be getting into Salzburg around about 9:30 local time. So it's about an hour and a half or so. Wings of Metal says, haven't been able to sim for ages. Hope 24 is behaving itself. Well, I had a bit of a rocky start with the sim, for those of you who were here on those streams. It's sort of behaving itself now. But I'll probably just jinxed it. Although, if ever I was going to get a CTD, surely it would have been the other day when I stupidly flew to Leeds and I had both Innibuilt and Orbex Lee Bradford Airport sceneries in my community folder. Neil, are we on VATSIM tonight? We are on VATSIM, that's right. Christian says no wins for a fancy circle land on 3-3 sadly. No, I know. We have done that before though. There is a video on the channel of us doing that. It'll be a while ago now. Right, we've got Dover underneath us. Coming up. That's quite neat. I do need to turn back on my live traffic, just for the maritime traffic. I do miss the ships. I like seeing the ships. They definitely need to fix the lighting of the contrail zone. Pretty certain they don't leave the aircraft with luminescent particles in them. Same as that contrail from an aircraft that's just in front of us, actually. See him on my TCAS. And I definitely want to be able to see the aircraft a little bit more than we can at the moment. Should be able to see some strobe lights flashing. Abo says in my time we used to switch on the volume frequency whether to update the most suitable airport in case of diverting. Yeah, well, so what we can do now is basically we just, once we get to cruise, we'll just do some weather requests and get all the latest weather around us. Wings of Metal, am I a fan of the Windwing MCDU? So I'm a fan of the price of it. You can't really complain at that. But as you may have seen on the channel, I've sort of got 3 here to sit and play with, and I'm using the Wingflex. It looks absolutely the business. You couldn't tell this apart from a real one. Particularly in terms of the fonts and things like that. In fact, let me just see if I can do this for you. Minute. So, just looks absolutely superb. You could not tell that this wasn't one of the real, a real McDoom. Those fonts absolutely spot on. The feel of the all the keys as well. They're really good. So yeah. Plus, I also use the FCU combo, so I'm only running one piece of software, which is cool. The less pieces of software I've got to use, the better. New pilot, no problem. Hopefully see you again. Wings of Metal says you now need to buy the Boeing version too. Well, you see, that's where the PU career is really neat, because you've got a McDo in one. You've got a McDo, you've got Boeing FMS, all in one, just by changing the front plates. Check out the video if you've not seen it, and I can say that the tactile feel of that, with how solid the buttons are on that, it is brilliant. It is really good. Quick look to see if we've got any ATC coming up. There's quite a bit over Germany, so we might end up. Let's have a look at the flight plan actually. Just see whose airspace we're coming into. We're coming into Brussels boundary, and then Hanover's, then the Rhine radar. So yeah, we might end up with a little bit pretty soon. So 1,000 feet to go. Then we shall be at cruise. At that point then we'll do our top of climb checks, get some en route weathers, just in case something daft happens. Yeah, Christian, there is a slight delay in this. It's alright when you're just approaching the last few feet. There we go. So at Mac, I'll start. And that's our top of cruise done. So, Mac, I'll cruise. TCAS too low. And pop this back to 5 as it was, erroneously.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached cruising altitude. We will begin our snack and drink service shortly. Today we have some delightful options available, including our delicious cheese and ham sandwich and a selection of refreshing beverages. After our service, we will also have items from the Easyjet shop available for you to purchase. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy the flight.
It's got to be a Boeing aircraft that in front of us, hasn't it? It's absolutely speeding away. Alright, so let's do our en route checks then. So let's check in all the SD pages, make sure they're all fine, there's nothing flashing or amber or missing, everything is green, everything's in the right place. Fuel check, 1.5 tons, adds up to about 7 tons, so that's fine as well. APU is obviously off, temperatures are fine, doors behaving themselves, temperature of the brakes, they're all okay. Flight computers all working, and that's what I like to see. Systems normal. Quick check on the overhead, make sure that there's nothing amber or turned off up there. That's fine. And then use the time to get some en route weathers, which is so much easier to do with a physical Arcadillo. Just sign out the first officer. He's can't have two working the. Can't have both the first officer and the captains working the ATSU. So let's have a look at the request. Have a look at Amsterdam. Have a look at Brussels. Luxembourg.
Contact traffic Oscar, the main final for...
Right, so we're passing over. Should we go into Dusseldorf? Probably close to Frankfurt. And see what's happening at our destination. Probably should check Munich as well. Is Munich available for VATSIM 24 yet? I was having a quick look before the stream and I couldn't actually couldn't see that it was. So I don't think Munich's available just yet. We're a bit limited at the moment in some of the flights that I'm doing now, making sure that it's airports that are valid for VATSIM 24. So we are I'm struggling a little bit sometimes. Right, so we've got light snow showers in Amsterdam. Okay. Winds and visibility seem okay. We've got Brussels, that's wide open and fine, nothing significant there. Luxembourg looks fine as well. Scattered areas, still doable. Winds in Frankfurt gusting 21, but again that's alright. 21's nothing after the gust we had the other day in the UK. And then at our destination at the moment, 160 at 7, no clouds, good visibility, that's all fine. QNH there is 1019, so update this. It might change on route. Keep an eye on and Munich has got, oh, it's cold, -2. Visibility alright, it's got lightnings. Yes, all of those are fine. We'll do a fuel check as well. Hey, Christoph says the Belgian airspace was closed today for 2 hours due to a computer failure. Oh no. Computers are great when they work. When they work. I was cursing earlier. I was in the middle of doing some stuff, and we had a power cut. In fact, I'll tell you a funny story as well. And I never knew this. So yeah, we had a power cut, and flipping heck. So all the house alarms, you know the kind of thing. All the house alarms on the street were going off. It was chaos outside. Everyone just. It's almost like everyone's woke up from the middle of a afternoon nap. Everyone just like wanders into the streets on our estate. It's like, oh, what's going on? And then everyone went back in, turned all the alarms off, got back in, turned everything back on again on the PC. So right, start again. Carry on starting off doing some work. 5 minutes later, all the power went off again. So like, right, screw it. Let's go and make a cup of tea. Thankfully, I'd recently boiled the kettle. So I'll make a cup of tea. We'll go and watch telly for half an hour. If the electric doesn't go back off again and flicker around in the next 30 minutes, then I'll go back and do some work. 6.7 driver, am I using the... no, I'm not on the beta version, so I don't have that. Let's 2008, good evening to you. And Wings and Weather says, I'll look at the videos on the videos later. You've been offline for a while, I'm costing you more money. Fair enough. Yeah, so, I was... so bear in mind... Okay, just listen to... ATC. Yeah, so bear in mind, we had these power cuts, and didn't think anything of it. All the power came back on, it was fine. And then it came to this evening, and I was making, I was doing a chicken curry and rice for and I got some naan breads. Did the chicken curry and rice, use a rice steamer, to mix it all up. And then I thought, right, just need to put the naan breads in. So I turned the oven on for, just to warm it up, just to bung them in for 4 or 5 minutes. And I then started to dish out the curry and rice for myself, my wife, the kids. And then I went to the oven just to put the naan breads in, just to put them on, and the oven wasn't on. And I thought, oh, what's going on here? But most ovens certainly, it's got a timer on it, a clock. And obviously there'd not been any, there'd been a power cut, so it was just flashing. It hadn't been set. But yeah, I turned the oven on, and the oven wasn't on. Oh my god. What? As the power cut, surged the oven or something, the oven wasn't on at the time. So I'm twisting all the knobs on the front of it, I'm trying to get the grill on, the oven, the fan heater oven part of it, nothing, dead. So I went into the garage, checked out the trip switches, made sure that it hadn't tripped. I'm like, well, it kind of tripped. The clock's flashing, so the electric's still onto it. So I switched it off of the mains, switched it back on again, went to turn the oven a bit on, didn't work. Still not working. I don't believe this. The power cut fried the internal circuitry of the oven, and now my oven's burst. So I wasn't very happy. But we only needed them for naan breads, and in fact, I ended up putting the naan breads in the toaster. It did a job. So Aidan and T, I'm going to have to go shopping now this weekend for a new oven, or call an electrician, someone that can try and work out, do I need a new oven, or is some internal fuse broken or something like that. And my wife said, well, it must still be working because the clock's flashing. I went, yeah, I understand that. So there's definitely power going to it, but the oven won't come on, the fan oven won't come on, it doesn't get warm. She says, well, just let's set the clock. Like, what's the point? What's setting the clock going to do? Well, that's not going to heat up my food, is it? Sure. Well, no, let's just set the clock. So set the clock. Lo and behold, you set the clock and stop it flashing, I can use the oven. The oven worked. Why does the oven not work until you have set the clock? I honestly Had no idea that was a thing. I all want you to go now, turn your ovens off at the mains so that the clock needs resetting, and tell me if your oven works or not. Kevin Singh, why do we keep runway turn off lights on during taxi or off? Okay, no, you only turn on, well, for Airbus anyway, you only have the runway turn on light, runway turn off lights. You only have them on for landing and takeoff. Once you've landed, turn them off, and don't turn them on till you get your landing lights on and all the lights on when given a takeoff clearance. Philip says his oven will work, it's gas. Fair enough. Manic Miner says, yeah, I've run into that before. Honestly, I had no idea this was a thing. I literally sat there cursing the electricity board for frying my oven's internal circuitry. And all I had to do was set the clock. It's insane. I would not have thought of doing that. So my wife was very proud of herself. Yeah, okay, fine. You win. Right, we have got a waypoint coming up in 77 miles. We shall do a fuel check when we get there. Come here, you have an issue when you turn the A cars to nav position during cold and dark. It seldom comes on and off. A car. Do you mean A cars or do you mean ADIRs? Do you mean these up here? So, oh my god, I put the sun visor down. God's sakes. So you only need you turn these on to nav, but not until you've given power to the aircraft. So the cold and dark flow is to check the battery, turn the batteries on. If external power is available, then get external power on. Come up here, APU fire test. Once that's working, then you're free to turn on the APUs. That is, of course, if you want to turn on the APUs at that point. And then, and only then, when you've got power to the aircraft, you turn these onto the nav setting. And then it should work. Doing it before, if you've just got battery power, there isn't enough power to power the ADIRs, so you don't do that. Abu says, my owner is 15 years old. I've never messed with the clock because I don't know how. What happens when you enter daylight saving time then, or is that not a thing where you live? Or do you just remember it's now an hour out? I'm surprised we're not running into any air traffic control just yet. Sure it will come soon. One night. Good evening to you. Steve says the oven clock can be a safety feature in newer ones. Will auto off after X amount of hours. Stops you burning the house down. Instruction manual should clarify. Instruction manual. Don't use that. I wouldn't even know where the instruction manual is if I'm being completely honest with you. I'm sure it's locked in a cupboard somewhere. But that's interesting to know. Oh, Peter! Wow, Peter, you've been incredibly generous tonight. I'm still reeling from the news you told me earlier, mate. So Peter has gifted 10 EasyJet Pilot channel memberships to our community. Thank you so much. Welcome to Christoph, Wings of Metal, Captain Evelyn, Matt, Sawyer Ronstein, Jason, Johnny Cash, Jake the Av Geek, Freeze Dykes, and GD. All now channel members, courtesy of Peter ATCO, who has not only gifted an amazingly generous super chat a little bit earlier on, but also now gifting 10 EasyJets and Pilot Channel members, helping turn our chat a little greener. Mate, thank you so much. So, how quick then are you going to jump into this new role? And it's obviously something different, but do you know what? You'll be awesome. The amount of experience that you've got, the people that are going to be learning from you, are very lucky. And I hope it still means that you will. I hope you'll still get the opportunity to go and visit the tower and relive your old life under whatever circumstances you can. Because yeah, I mean, I would absolutely hate to have to give that up. But I suppose at least you ended up. At least you had that career. I can still remember finding out that I wasn't going to be able to do this. Fly commercially, or in fact it was air traffic control originally that I went for, that I wasn't going to be able to do it due to my eyesight back then, which ironically now I probably can do, because the level for ATCOs for the medical for eyesight has dropped a lot compared to what it was 20 years ago. Fortnite, the flight has been boring. Which is what we want, by the way. I was keen to request weather for multiple airport weather in the do software, and does it cost the airline money? No. You can, as we did there, we just sent off various different weather requests and got the information back. So yes, you can send off multiple ones. Check what fuel we've got Matt up in a little bit. Then what we'll do is have a look at our arrival and how we're going to do that. So should be straightforward. Had we been doing the circle to land, that's not quite as straightforward. So, but we're not doing that. We shouldn't need to brief that one. All good. Good evening again, mate. Hope you're having a productive evening, whatever it is you're doing. So I think we've got away on time. Looks like we're landing around 9:30, which I think is going to be, what time is that? It's going to be about 10:30 local time, isn't it? In Salzburg. Just let camera crew know. Hey Caroline, so everything's fine up here. Feel free to bring me a cup of tea when you have a moment. And looks like we'll be landing at 10:30 local time in Salzburg. So she knows what she's doing.
Okay, Captain. I'll bring you a cup of tea shortly. And noted on the landing time, 10:30 local time in Salzburg.
Organ, you've just finished your maths homework due in for tomorrow. Due in for tomorrow? Organ, are you one of those that leave it to the last minute? I never could do that when I was at school. And do you know what? I've still taken that through to my life now, even as an adult. I cannot sit down and relax if I know there's something that needs doing. And I'm not talking big things like decorating a room or something. I'm talking, if there's... I couldn't go upstairs, put the TV on, sit down and think, oh, I'll wash those pots later. I have to do the washing up because I can't not do the washing up and then relax. If there's some washing to sort, I need to sort the washing before I go sit down and relax. I can't sit and relax if something in the back of my mind thinking, before I go to bed, I've got to do this. So same with my homework. I used to try and do it almost the very day I got it, and I was always on top of it. And I had a rule as well. I refused to do any homework at weekends. I think I got through my entire school and college life without doing any work at weekends. So, yeah. I think I got away with it. Peter says I should be able to visit the tower and AC control from time to time as part of my new position. I will supervise new ATCOs. Or when they first start doing it in real life. For the first month or so. That a local supervisor will take over. Oh, well, that's good, Peter. At least you still got your hand in, so to speak. Which is great. Which is obviously really, really good. Organ, you're a bit of a last-minute worker. I can't imagine what it's like now for youngsters at that sort of high school and college and that. With the amount of technology that's available. I mean, we didn't have the internet when I was showing my age now. We did have the internet. Didn't use it for work. But not to the same sort of degree that we have now. Right, let's do a fuel check then. So we are at Matter. What fuel did we take? What did we take? We took 7 tons, so we took about 500 kilogram extra. Just have a look. Matter at about 40 minutes into the flight. Oh, look at that, bang on. 39 minutes, and we should have about 4.4 tons of fuel. This plus 500 kilogram. What we got? 4.7, yeah, because we had a little bit of a shortcut, if that makes sense. Hey, virtual pilots in the chat. Hey, good to see you, mate. You've caught this one. It's not like catching a train. Catch the plane to Salzburg. We bring up the charts for Salzburg. It's always good for me. Oh, Lulu, I was hoping you were going to be in the chat tonight. Good evening. I purposefully, Lulu, not said anything tonight. I don't plan to. It's far too fresh. It's incredibly upsetting, and the last thing I want is speculation. So, yeah, I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about, where I'm coming from. We will, obviously, I'm sure, discuss in private, also on our Discord server, though it will be closely monitored. But yeah, it's far too raw at the moment. So I am just looking up some charts for our flight now. I will say laundry time, watching the clothes rotation is very relaxing for me after a flight. Even more enjoyable reading Ofcoms. Oh, what good fun that is. So let me get the charts sorted and then we'll have a look what we've got to play with. 'Peter, having my day-to-day work in the tower or area control centre will be a strange feeling for sure. Oh, I bet it will be. How many years have you done it, Peter? Well, August, we should be landing in about, just under an hour, I think. Yeah, just under an hour. Alright, let's have a look at some charts, just see what we've got to play with and make sure everything stacks up if I come down here. I'll just check the coding first of all. So we're coming on the Badit 2 Romeo. 16 years, wow, that is a long time. And it's obviously very quick. It's not been a steady transition out of it either, has it? It was done very quickly. Alright, so Badit need to be above 4,000 feet. Then Salzburg VOR, again above 4,000 feet. And then there you can see Salzburg Now, obviously, as we're just looking at the chart now, you can see already what the biggest threat is, and you can also see. Look at the go around. Where are we going to go? It's a very tight go around. So this is one of the reasons why it is a captain's only landing at this airport, both directions. So yes, that's. Let's have a look at some of the information on the chart. Non-armed aircraft expect radar access to final. MSFS is limited to the territory of Austria. That'll be a legal thing. There's a holding point over the Salzburg VOR as well. Shouldn't need that unless we're high, in which case we can use it. So, yeah, basically, above 4,000 feet at the Salzburg VOR. Let's have a look then. We've got no speed restrictions or anything like that coming in, so we'll just be sensible in the way that we do that. MSA is 4,000 feet until we reach Salzburg. After that, it's 11,000 feet because of all that terrain that we've got. So then let's jump to the ILS chart. Here it is. So there's the Salzburg VOR. After that, we've got Easyjet. You see there, and then one of the final fixes for the approach. Interestingly enough, the approach is in German airspace. It just crosses over the Austrian border on finals at the Salzburg NDB. So there's our biggest caution look. We've got high mountains to the south and the southeast of the airdrome. Missed approach. Now, this is something we want to pay a particular attention to. So, we are Cat C. If we need to go around, the missed approach is 165 knots with a minimum bank angle of 25 degrees or more. That is a minimum bank angle. And you can see that is why, because we have got to make that tight turn before we hit something hard. And there is terrain at 6,000 feet right there. The actual landing, if you took all the terrain away from it, the actual landing is isn't too bad. So, platform altitude is 4,000 feet. Normal 3-degree glide path. Let's just have a look at the minimums. Cap 1 DME, we've got a go-around gradient of 5%, 2 good working engines, so it's going to be 1690. We'll fill in the box in a moment. And then the actual go-around procedure is at 2 miles from the ILS DME Oscar Echo Sierra. It is a left turn direct to the Salzburg NDB, climbing to 6,000 feet with no acceleration in the turn below 250 feet. Sorry, 2,500 feet. So basically, all we would do is get the gear up, pull speed, and we can do go around flaps, leave it there. We will do a flaps 3 landing. I think we checked earlier. We can do a flaps 3 landing, which then means if we do need to go around, we have got a better go around performance. Philip says it's a nightmare to land here. Only tried it once. Oh, it's not that bad. Not this way anyway. Dark, has J-Hawk cut the grass here? I don't know. Abu says, Kathmandu Airport, very challenging. Oh, it is. I don't know it very well, but I have done the Arnav approach into there, one of the newer ones. The Arnav AR approach. I have done that into there, and that's really cool. But yes, I've not done an engine go around. Engine out go around there. That I can imagine is very interesting. This all been updated though, hasn't it now? With a lot of points and things, so it's a lot easier than it used to be. A lot more automated, which is great. So that's our biggest threat to us today is the go around, and obviously the terrain. We need to be really on it in terms of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. We're not briefing it so much at the moment, we're just kind of getting a full picture together, and we'll do a full brief in a little bit. Right, I think we have now got ATC, which is brilliant, 125.2.
Correction, Delta 133, descend level 100.
And then 100, Delta 133.
Langley radar, good evening, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, flight level 370.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, Langley radar, good evening, identified. Proceed direct Delta Kilo Bravo.
Clear direct to Delta Kilo Papa, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, correct Kilo Bravo.
And Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, readability is 3/5. Say again, please.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, this is direct to Delta Kilo Bravo.
Correction, Delta Kilo Bravo for Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
Delta 133, call Frankfurt 120.805. Bye-bye.
120.805, Delta 133, take care.
Delta 357, nothing further, switch to Unicom. Ciao.
Unicom 122.8, Flug 230. Vielen Dank, schönen Abend noch, ciao.
Right, so now we've gone through the charts, etc. Let's just go through a little bit of, set up the box, ready for the approach, etc. So,
4847, call Stuttgart 125.
Fix info.
050.
Platform altitude is 4,000 feet, so that's 12 miles out. We'll get that radius ring in there.
125.05.
Radnar page, we want Sierra Bravo Golf.
22105, nothing further, switch to Unicom. Bye-bye.
And
Unicom
Salzburg
82.105, vielen Dank, tschüss.
NDB, which is Sierra India.
Thunder 31 Alpha Papa, nothing further, switch to Unicom. Good.
Unicom, thank you, 31 Alpha Papa, bye-bye. After radar, good evening, Luton 56 Whiskey, flight level 250.
So the 5 is 6 whiskey
And
on
we
the
just
radar,
get
evening
the approach
identified.
into the place bearing distance
Direct
page
jet no,
as
descend
well.
flight level 15.
Direct to jet, no, Delta 150.
Oh, Peter, that is amazing. So, guys, hopefully you've all
Lange
read
radar,
this.
good evening, Lufthansa 240.
And Peter, thank you so much for your kind support again on that. So Peter says that he would be happy as a courtesy to the community to help with air traffic control training for anybody that wants to learn, anybody that wants to know about stuff like that, which is incredibly kind.
Jet 7 Hotel India, call Stuttgart 125.050.
Really, really kind.
125.05, 3 Jet 7 Hotel India. Danke für den Service, heute Abend, ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you so much, Peter, for that.
Thunder 245, call Swiss radar 135.015. Bye-bye.
135.015, thank you, bye, Condor 245.
Eurowings 955, nothing further, switch to Unicom, bye-bye.
Switch to Unicom, Eurowings 955. Danke, Mr.
Matthew says hello from Langdon Radar. Oh, Matthew, fantastic. Thanks for watching.
Etihad 63, nothing further.
Hope we don't distract you too much.
Over to Unicom.
And if anyone wants to get in touch with Peter, then he's on our Discord server, so
Eurowings
definitely worth getting in touch.
Level 320.
Eurowings 9 Mike Lima, Kuda, Langen identified, descent flight level 150, landing runway 21.
Descent flight level 150 and inspecting runway 21.
Ocean 6 Mike Alpha, hello, identified, climb level 220, direct to Ibiza.
Good evening, Rosario 1 Romeo, level 350 not going.
Rosario 1 Romeo, good evening, Langen identified.
So we're going to do a landing calculation as well just now.
Lufthansa 240, descend level 150.
Descent flight level 150, Lufthansa 240.
Lufthansa 56 Whiskey, descend level 120.
120, Lufthansa 56.
Lufthansa 240, direct Capno.
So our latest weather down there as well. Our landing weight is good to be
240, direct Capno.
56, 57, 58, 59, call it 60.5.
Langen Radar, Alitalia Formula 2, flight level 170, climbing 240 with 2,000 feet per minute or greater.
Flaps 3.
Alitalia 492, good, identified, climb level 350, return normal rate.
So that's fine.
350 is normal rate for Alitalia Formula 2, thanks.
Latest weather information with QNH is 1019. Temperature is 2. Winds is 1706.
Eurowings 9 Mike Lima, direct to Karlsruhe.
Direct Karlsruhe, Eurowings 9 Mike
Minimum
Lima.
is 1690.
Eurowings 6 Juliet, nothing further, switch to Unicom.
And config 3 landing.
Unicom, what is little H?
Fat 138.
Berg 5, call Frankfurt 120.805. Good evening.
20.805 GM.
Always good to have the controllers on stream as well, Matthew. And David, good evening, mate. Hope you're well.
EG64 Charlie Hotel, when ready, descend level 310 to be level at Delta Kilo Bravo.
When ready, descend flight level 310 to a level by Delta Kilo Bravo with E64 Charlie Hotel. So go to Delta Kilo Bravo. Just pop in there 310. And what that will do is just update for us the top of the descent, which is now just here. Hey guys, just letting you know we'll be starting our descent in a couple of minutes if you want to start getting everything ready in the cabin.
Okay, Captain. We'll start getting everything ready in the cabin for descent.
She sounded rather American, didn't she? I'm sure she wasn't
Eurowings
American
9
in...
Mike Lima, continue
she wasn't American in Luton.
Couldn't do some level 130, Eurowings 9 Mike Lima.
Good evening, Lufthansa 220, flight level 280, climbing flight level 380.
Lufthansa 270, good evening, Langen identified, climb level 380, direct tech.
Climbing flight level 380, direct to Lufthansa 220.
Okay, speed descent 310 blue. So this should steady start descent.
440, descend level 1.
Let's just do our arrival brief then. So we've gone through the box, that's all
Lufthansa 56 Whiskey, call Stuttgart
all set up.
125.050, bye-bye.
125.0504.
How are we going to fly the approach? So, Barry 2 Romeo, 4,000 feet, as we get to what's it called? Ached, just down there.
Again, good evening, Cherry Falls, Signal level 3.
It's 10 miles away, so it'll probably be flaps 1.
Cherry 479, good evening, long and identity.
And then we'll be with the glide slope flaps 2.
Continue, 479.
Usual then standard 3-degree approach. Minimums are in 1690. And then straightforward landing, vacating to the right after landing. Let's talk about the go-around. So if we need to do the go-around, misapproach point is about 1.5 miles ILSTME away, at which point we will call for the usual go-around flaps. That will be flaps 2. We will continue out, full speed, 165 knots. No acceleration until 2,500 feet. And the missed approach altitude is 6,000 feet. Also worth noting as well, autopilot will be able to help us out with this, as we do have that shown just here. Biggest threat is of course the terrain that we're flying towards, so any sign of trouble, anything that we're not happy with, go around, do it again.
Phantom 7, Charlie Juliet, good evening to you, sir. Identified. Expect flight level 250 to be level at Delta Kilo Bravo.
Expect to be level 250.
Axel, when ATCs descend to whatever flight level, just like we've just had, he told us to be flight level 310 by Delta Kilo Bravo. So yeah, basically we did exactly what you've just said. So we went
frequency for your going standard
Delta Kilo Bravo, this side,
no problem. The frequency is 125.05.
popped in the constraint, flight level 310, pop that in there,
125.05,
confirm it down here, and then this is now a hard constraint for us.
125.050. Bye-bye.
Call Stuttgart 125.050, bye-bye, Luton 240.
Santa Cargo 2, Charlie, nothing further, switch to Unicom.
Unicom 128 Cargo 6 Charlie, danke, ciao.
And as you can see,
64 Charlie Hotel, nothing further from my side, the frequency change is approved. Good evening.
over to Unicom now for Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. Thanks so much for the service. See you again soon.
Bye-bye.
And that's Speed Alt Star with a little bit of wind, just giving us a bit of a rock there as well. Alright, let's continue our descent then on our way down. Again, just selecting something sensible. So thrust idle, over descent, and 140 blue. Durham, this is the Fenix Airbus A320 in Flight Sim 2024. So just pull speed there, 270 knots, just to get us back in line with that profile. So something else I just want to check as well here. In terms of, we said that we want to be 4,000 feet at Ached. You can see there it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, we can just tease that. We'll just help us sort that out a little bit. So if we just pop in, instead of being above 4,000 feet, let's just make that a hard constraint. Just do that there. So now it will just help us a little bit. And just pop that back into managed descent now. Speed descent, we're above the profile. No, we're not, we're below the profile, which is fine, by about 1,100 feet. So that's working nice. And we've now got another ATC. I think. 128030.
Down to 6,000 and Phoenix 1019 and 1 Quebec.
Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Echo, turn left heading 075.
Left 075 to Echo.
Munich Radar, good evening, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, passing flight level 260 and direct extra.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel München, hello, identified, descent to flight level 140.
Descending flight level 140, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
FedEx 3 Echo Delta, reduce speed to 40 knots.
240 knots, FedEx 3 Echo Delta.
FedEx 357, contact München, arrival 118 with 830.
Axel, yeah, just as Christian said, as long as you are not above that altitude, then that's fine.
Okay, any higher or Unicom?
Lufthansa 31 Alpha Papa, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1018.
Descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1018, Lufthansa 31 Alpha Papa.
Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Echo, descend to flight level 80.
Flight level 80 to Echo.
Lufthansa 1 Victor Victor, contact München, arrival 118
Something
with
coming towards us just
830.
here, look.
11830, Lufthansa 1 Victor Victor, bye.
Oh, that's concerning, he's just disappeared.
FedEx 3 Echo Delta, turn left heading 070, descend to flight level 80.
Left heading, descent to flight level 70 and the sail us for heading.
FedEx 3 Echo Delta, left turn heading 070, descend to flight level 80.
Left heading at 070, FedEx 3 Echo Delta, descend to 80.
Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Echo, reduce speed to 40 knots.
Speed to 40 knots to Echo.
Abu's Flaps 3 landing, was it added to
Lufthansa
calculate landing
31
distance?
Alpha
Yes, it
Papa,
was.
contact arrival 118
Yep.
with 830.
And that's fine. And GPWS Flaps 3, yeah, it's already done, mate.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie Hotel, proceed direct to Mayback. Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, proceed direct to Mayback.
Direct to Mayback for Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
FedEx 3 Echo Delta, continue left turn heading 030.
Continue left down heading to 030, FedEx 3 Echo Delta.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie, with
No idea where that is.
Lufthansa 2 for Charlie München, radar,
Oh, there
hello,
it is.
identified, descend to flight level 100.
Descent flight level 100.
Lufthansa 820, turn left heading 110, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Left 110 down to 5,000, QNH 1019, flight was 80.
Lufthansa 357, should we call München arrival?
6,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Confirm to Echo.
AFM Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Echo, descend to...
To Echo, 6,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Lufthansa 357, should we switch to München arrival?
AFM contact 118 with 830.
118, 830, Lufthansa 357. Vielen Dank, ciao.
So, I don't think
Lufthansa
Munich
2
approach
Whiskey Echo, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH
will control us all the
1019.
way into Salzburg. They're very close to each other.
1019 to Echo.
FedEx 3 Echo Delta, descend to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Down to 6,000 feet, QNH 1019, FedEx 3 Echo Delta.
Legend 99 X-ray, descend to flight level 80.
Flight level 80, Legend 99 X-ray.
Lufthansa 820, turn left heading 080.
Left 080, down to 80.
Engine radar, go now in the Lufthansa 9 Hotel, Kilo with 2050.
Lufthansa 9 Hotel Kilo München radar, hello identified, climb via SID to flight level 100.
Climb via SID 100, Lufthansa 9 Hotel Kilo.
Lufthansa 2 Whiskey Echo contact 118, that's an 830, tschüss.
118, 830 Whiskey Echo, danke, ciao.
We definitely need.
Delta stop descent altitude 7,000 feet.
We definitely need Munich to come into flight sim 2024 because it's a great place to fly to. There's always air traffic control there as well.
Contact arrival 118 to decimal 0 to 0 and the stop to 7,000 feet. The next second that.
Lufthansa 820 contact arrival 118, that's an 830.
118, 820, bye bye.
Oh, a bit bumpy.
München radar Lufthansa 4 Fox, guten Abend, passing 5,000, climbing flight level 70.
Lufthansa 4 Romeo Foxtrot München radar, hello identified, climb via SID to flight level 160.
Lufthansa 4 Romeo Fox, climbing via SID, flight level 160.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, descent to flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. 110 blue.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, plan to be at 8,000 feet across Lebeck.
And plan to cross Medic at a flight level 80, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. Correction, 8,000 feet, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. Yeah, transition altitude is 10,000 feet.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, turn right heading 25.
Right, so let's do that. Flight plan, Maybe, and he wants us at 8,000 feet, so we just update that.
To flight level 140.
140, Lufthansa 9 Hotel Kilo.
Lufthansa 4 Romeo Foxtrot, proceed direct Mersey.
Lufthansa 4 Romeo Fox, directing Mersey.
Legend 99 X-ray, descent to altitude 6,000 feet, QNH 1018.
6,001 Legend 99
Why, Christian, is there...
Legend 99 X-ray, reduced speed to 209.
Is there handcrafted Azoa series for Munich?
220 less than
Is there?
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1018.
QNH 1018, 5,000 feet, Lufthansa.
From the 905 with departure hello, that was 70.
Acropolis 9995 München radar, hello identified, climb to flight level 140.
Level 140, no problem, 905.
Lufthansa 4 Charlie, which now making we
contact
expect?
arrival 118, that's an 830,
118, 830, Legend 99 X-ray.
Lufthansa 4 Charlie, which runway can we expect?
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, probably runway 26 right.
Roger.
Munich, approach, good evening, Lufthansa 7, Charlie Juliet with you, flight level 217, direct Rock Hill.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Juliet München radar, hello identified, descent to flight level 110, info kilo.
Standing to flight level 110 and information kilo for Lufthansa 7 Charlie Juliet.
Acropolis 9995, proceed direct Rita.
And Carlos, flyby A320, you go full thrust, parking brake is off, plane doesn't move.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, descent to altitude 8,000 feet, QNH 1019.
Descend altitude 8,000 and QNH 1019 Easy 64 Charlie Hotel. Thrust idle, open descent, QNH 1019 and 8,000.
What do you Unicom, Lufthansa 9 Hotel Kilo?
Lufthansa 24 Charlie.
Okay, push that into managed descent now.
220 knots, Lufthansa 4 Charlie.
Acropolis 9995, monitor Unicom, just.
Seatbelt signs on. So Carlos, check that there's no chocks, cones or tug driver in the way. Aircraft just below us there, you see some landing lights, look. Evident 224 says just past the A320 LST. Fantastic. Oh, Christian, did it come with a world update? I must have missed that. The other thing you can do, Carlos, is tap your rudders if you have any rudders. Basically the brakes. Sometimes they get stuck on for some reason.
Interior South Lufthansa 424 Supers, level 50, climbing 070.
Coming back on profile now, as we can just see.
Lufthansa 424 München radar, hello identified, climb to flight level 190.
190, 424.
München, Servus, Lufthansa 5 November Hotel, passing level 60, inbound, Mike 053.
Lufthansa 5 November Hotel, München radar, hello identified, climb unrestricted to flight level 19, correction 140. When passing 6,500 feet, proceed direct radar.
Unrestricted to flight level 140 and when passing 6,000, flight level 65, direct to radar, Lufthansa 5 November Hotel.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, turn right heading 110, correction, turn left heading 110.
Turn left heading 110.
Lufthansa 24 Charlie, contact arrival 118.830, schönen Abend.
Another one below us there.
830,
Paul, is there a way to start cockpits in the flight rather than shift seat? No. No, there's not. Which is annoying, isn't it? Right, approach checklist then. Bar FQNH is 1019. Seatbelts are on. Minimum 1690. We use ultra brake low. Engine mode selection is normal. EFB is stowed.
Conor 2 Papa Alpha, proceed now to Mersey.
Proceed direct to Mersey, Conor 2 Papa Alpha.
Lufthansa 424, proceed direct to Pala.
Direct to Pala 424.
Lufthansa 5 November Hotel, Monterey, come tschüss.
Unicom, Lufthansa 5 November Hotel, danke, ciao.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, contact Wien radar 132.160, schönen Abend.
122.160, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
Lufthansa 7 Charlie Juliet, turn left heading 100.
Left heading 100, Lufthansa 7.
Approach, good evening, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, passing flight level 13048 8000, direct MEBEX for. I don't think that's the right frequency. Should be 13216.
Right.
Fine radar, good evening, Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, passing flight level 12048 8000, direct MEBEC.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, Wien radar hello identified, expect a less approach runway 15, descent 5000 feet, QNH 1019.
Expect ILS approach runway 15 and continue to descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1019 at Easy 64 Charlie Hotel.
Transavia 448, request descent. Transavia 448, descent flight level 170. Descending 170, Transavia 448.
Average speed 250, and with that I'm activating the approach phase. Just start to see a little bit of the terrain then in the distance. We've got the terrain radar turned on, obviously.
Good evening, Skyrock 221. Direct exit level 360.
10,000 feet, landing lights are on.
Skyrock 221, Wien radar identified. Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, descent 4,000 feet.
Descend altitude 4,000, easy 64 Charlie Hotel. 4,000 blue. Good night, Christian. We'll try not to hit any mountains. Can't promise though. We'll do our best.
Level 6822, climb level 380.
Climb flight level 380, Transavia 6822.
Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing.
Okay, Captain, 10 minutes to landing. I'll prepare the cabin for arrival.
Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, proceed direct Achet, Alpha Charlie Hotel Echo Tango.
Direct to Achet for easy 64 Charlie Hotel. So spoilers out with that little shortcut. In fact, we don't need the spoilers at all. Not now. So VS mode.
Wien, hallo, Lufthansa 2 Papa Yankee, flight level 360, inbound Simba.
Lufthansa 2 Papa Yankee, servers identified, direct Akini.
Direct Akini, Lufthansa 2 Papa Yankee.
Dazu Echo Kilo, monitor Unicom, servus.
Axel, the German controllers, they're not strict, they're efficient.
Brand 212, Unicom, servus. Brand 212, Unicom, servus.
Switching to Unicom, Dobadan, Stuttgart, danke für den Service, Austrian 212.
Servus. Transavia 448, call Wien, 134.675, servus.
134.675, Transavia 448, danke und tschüssi.
Job. Easy 64 Charlie Hotel, you cleared the last approach 15, report established.
Cleared LS 15 and will report established easy 64 Charlie Hotel. So, just needing to double check here.
2521, level 350.
I'm a bit concerned. We're going to capture the glide slope before the localizer. We can't
Condor
do
251,
that.
servus identified. And now, it is gone for 30 seconds.
Oh, actually. No, it might not do. Discard that. Altitude of the airport is important here. I was just missing that. So no, we're fine. Okay, push manage speed, start slowing our aircraft down. Runway's inside. $17 miles out. Okay, just going to open descent, just let the aircraft level off and slow down. Above the circle line for the go-around, I believe it does consider 25 max bank angle. No, that's 25 minimum bank angle. Minimum.
2105, welcome to Salzburg, taxi stand Whiskey 3 via exit 4.
Stand Whiskey 3 via exit 4 the EC2105.
G64 Charlie Hotel, wind 160 degrees 7 knots, runway
Okay,
15,
so
clear
glass
to
look
land.
localizer, lock blue, cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. Just see now, Oscar Echo Sierra is identified. Should be picking that up in a moment. Flaps
G64
1.
Charlie Hotel, wind 160 degrees 7 knots, runway 15, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 15 and establishing the localizer now, Easy64 Charlie Hotel. So flaps 1, speed checked. Flaps 1, speed set at 180.
Green radar, Ryanair 21 Foxtrot Papa, for 23 miles from Scali, flight level of 400.
Glide slopes alive.
Ryanair 21 Fox Republic in the wrong country.
Bit of a tailwind at the moment.
At least you're not inside my airspace.
So we will
Roger,
get
we'll call
flaps
you
2
back
out.
a little bit later.
So flaps 2, speed checked.
No, please don't, because you will never enter my airspace.
Do you not cover top-down Vienna?
Well, theoretically yes, but practically it's already covered, so no need for me to cover top-down.
Roger.
Glide slope star, misapproach altitude 6,000 feet.
But yeah, even the other guys, not sure if they're still here, but their airspace begins at Breclu, which is quite some time and distance away from where you're currently at.
A little bit of wind. That wind is going to
Thanks
spin
for the
round.
Help 21 Foxtrot Papa.
Thank you, have a nice evening, bye-bye.
Cabin crew seats for landing. Okay.
Cabin crew, take seats for landing.
Gear down, manage speed, lights on. Flaps 3. Speeds checked. Flaps 3.
Easy 2105, just continue in Lima and take exit 3 left hand side, should be fine as well.
A reminder to go round.
Yeah, apologies, I missed exit 4.
Straight
we'll
out.
take the next left up
Full
ahead.
speed
Thank you,
165. Maintain flap configuration
all.
after go around flaps. Minimum bank 25 degrees in the turn. No acceleration until 2,500 feet. Hold 6,000. Landing checklist. So our cabin is secured. Go around altitude is 6,000 feet. ECA memo landing no blue. You can now start to see the red bits on the terrain radar as well. The bits that we would hit first. So that wind should spin around. This is the night lighting of Flight Sim 2024 that just looks stunning. 4 knot crosswind at the minute, 1,000 feet. There goes the wind, look. So now just a little bit left aileron to get back on that centre line as that wind starts to come from the other direction. And it becomes a bit more of a headwind.
$500.
500 feet stable.
Above.
3 whites, just
Transavia 6822, no flight
Fixing that.
ATC, monitor Unicom, bye-bye.
continue.
Unicom, Transavia 6822, good day.
Light slope. 40.
Radar, guten Abend, Austrian 927, flight level 120. Inbound, P-Roll. 927, Wien radar, guten Abend, identified, expected is 26. When ready, descent 5.
Suppose deployed, reverse green.
1019er.
Decel.
When ready, descending 5000 feet.
Reverse is off, manual
QNH
brakes.
1019er, and could you repeat the ILS, runway 26, correct, Australia 27.
I've got no idea what's going on with that runway.
Expected, let's approach runway 26. Order.
Very blurry.
Easy 6 for Charlie Hotel, welcome to Salzburg, taxi stand Whiskey 7 via exit 4.
Stand Whiskey 7 via exit 4, Easy 6 for Charlie Hotel.
Condor 2521, call Adria 130.450, servus.
Request the icing services here.
Passenger Condor 2521, danke, servus.
No need for the go around, so always good. Thanks, Organ. See you next time. Get the APU started as well. Winston Garden says, greetings from Flight Level 380, overhead, overhead us right now. Oh, where are you off to? Somewhere nice, hopefully. Hooch Mania, yeah, that runway looked awful, didn't it, on landing? We'll check out the replay, it might have loaded for the replay. Right, here's exit 4, which looks rather uphill, doesn't it? A bit bumpy. Very bumpy. Gonna need a little bit of power, I think, to get up this. Goodness me. 2 togas in one stream. Abuse, I don't even touch the rudder until at least 30 feet. It's just a footrest until then. And we didn't really need any rudder at all because it was a headwind, so we were all right. Welcome to Terminal 2. Wonderful. Look forward to the replay in a couple of minutes. Do like the replay. As long as it works, that is. Doesn't always work, sadly. There we go. Parking brakes set. Awesome, so the APU is up and running. At this point then we'd shut down the engines, get the APU bleed on, wait till 10% N1, turn the seatbelt signs off, get the beacon light off, cabin ground crew will then approach, get the GPU sorted, and tell the passengers to go away. I'm not going to do all of that though, because I want to run the replay and see if it works, so let's find out together, shall we? Go.
Radar, good afternoon, Swiss 1 Mike, it's flight level 393.
Swiss 1 Mike, roger, climb level 400.
Oops. Let's get off Let's get off of VATSIM before we do a replay, shall we? Thankfully, I don't think there's anyone else coming into Salzburg tonight, so I might have just got away with that. Legs, I'm afraid I don't have a fix now. I thought there are different render display settings in the Fenix app you can now try, the actual Fenix app. Really need to get rid of all this reflection stuff that shouldn't really be in, but that's a Flight Sim 24 thing until aircraft devs have sorted it. Don't know what you're talking about, Dark. Wasn't it me? Might do the final replay and turn up the sun, because it's a gorgeous place to land. If you are leaving us, please don't forget to leave a like before you disembark our aircraft tonight. If you're not yet a subscriber, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. Pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, which is incredible. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Really do appreciate every single one of you. And of course, don't forget our discount code when you're shopping on the Contrail store. Link in the video description below. And also a link to Innerbuilds. Anyone shopping Innerbuild stuff using that link also supports the channel, so a massive thank you as well. Kabir, am I going to upgrade to the 50 series? Probably not. I'm not made of money. Awesome. So, let me rewind that as we play the stream out. And what I am going to do as well is I am going to go for maybe a nice, what do we reckon? A sunrise? Maybe? Oh, yes. Absolutely. There we go. Right, guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Really, really appreciate all your support, and of course you guys being here whilst we're being on. Huge shout out once again to to our resident air traffic controller, or air traffic control trainer, I believe now, Peter. Thank you, mate. Incredible support tonight, and very humbling to hear of your story. Look forward to hearing about your training and how that's going on. Or rather, not your training, but the training you're going to be giving as you go through into the future. Everyone in your hands are definitely in safe hands from now on. Thank you so much to everyone else who has watched and supported us this evening, and I look forward to seeing you all again on our next live stream. Thanks so much for watching. Final question, James. I use Skydolly. Good evening, everyone, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Good night.